Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to guide you in Jesus town, the town of Capernaum, where Jesus came out from Nazareth and came to live in Capernaum, and he spent 3 years of his ministry in this place around the Sea of Galilee. Let's go inside and explore this special place. Okay, according to book of Mathew chapter 4, mentioning that Jesus leaving Nazareth, he went and lived in Capernaum. Jesus was persecuted and kicked out of Nazareth, his hometown, after he came back from his baptism in the Jordan River. Pilgrims usually ask me, why did Jesus choose Capernaum? Why not any other city or Jerusalem? Of course, nobody knows for sure, but it is believed that he chose Capernaum for few reasons. We are looking at remains of ancient Capernaum. Okay, so Jesus chose Capernaum for probably few reasons. Capernaum was home for 5 of his disciples: Peter, Andrew, James, John, and Matthew, the tax collector. He was working in this town. So Jesus was able to stay with any of them, and we know that he stayed at St. Peter's house. Another reason is that it was a place for fishing. We are very close to Sea of Galilee. We're going around the shores, exactly around the shores of Sea of Galilee. Also, due to its location, Capernaum is located on Via Maris. Via Maris, it's way of the sea. It was an ancient international trade route, and also it was a border city where people left this place and could go to Mesopotamia, which is Syria and Turkey of today. Jesus began to teach people in the synagogue here and healed a man who was possessed by an unclean spirit. Witnesses spread the news of the teachings and miracles of Jesus, and it was quickly spread throughout Galilee. This is the synagogue. We are going inside. Here Jesus taught, but this synagogue is not from the time of Jesus. The first synagogue was built here. In the 1st century, it was destroyed. And this synagogue we are seeing now was rebuilt in the 4th century, probably for tourism purposes and just to show where Jesus was teaching. The first synagogue was built from black basalt stone, which is the local stone in this region, while this one was built from limestone, the white stone you are seeing. It could be because it is easier to cut and shape the limestone than the hard basalt stone. You can see here the remains of the town of Capernaum. It was a very small town, and if you look closely, maybe you can see that each square is consisted of 2 rooms. People at that time, they had 2 rooms, one for the people to sleep in and another one either for storage or for their animals to stay in. Now we are going to see the church of St. Peter. Here we can also see ruins of the town of Capernaum. Pilgrims usually ask why the town stayed in ruins, why it was not rebuilt. And we recall from the book of Mathew chapter 11 when Jesus said, "And you, Capernaum, you shall be brought down to Hades. For if the mighty works done in you had been done in Sodom, it would have remained until this day." Jesus cursed the city for the lack of their faith and prophesied its destruction after all his teachings and miracles he performed in front of the people here. They did not believe in him. and the town was never rebuilt. Now we are arriving to the place where St. Peter's house was. As I mentioned, Jesus stayed at St. Peter's house where he healed his mother and many other people. So beneath this modern church lies the house. We are seeing the remains of it. Also, it is believed it was used later for religious gatherings. The place was called Domus Ecclesia, which means house church. That is because the early Christians in the first century under the Roman Empire were persecuted. They were not allowed to practice their religion, so they had to gather in secret in some places so as to talk and pray, and these places were called house churches. And St. Peter probably was one of these churches. Now we'll go up inside the church. This was not the first church that was built in this place. The first church was built here in the 5th century during the Byzantine period. Then it was destroyed later in the 7th century by the Persians and remained in ruins until the Franciscans rebuilt this church in 1990 over the remains of the 5th century church and also the remains of St. Peter's house. If you look inside, you can see that it was raised and there is a glass in the middle so people can look down and see where St. Peter's house was, and where Jesus stayed. This whole place is maintained by the Franciscan order, the Roman Catholic Church. There you can see, we're going to see the statue of St. Peter. This is the statue of St. Peter, made from bronze. And under the statue is written, "Thou art Peter, and upon this rock I will build my church." From this way we can access the shores of the Sea of Galilee. Where St. Peter and other disciples and many people used to fish in this place during that time. This is our tour in Jesus' hometown in Capernaum. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. Also, you can check my 360 degrees video about this beautiful place. If you have any questions or comments, let me know and I will be happy to answer. If you like the content and would like to support my work, you can do that by clicking on Buy Me a Coffee link in the description. Thank you and see you in the next video.